Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 3 to the Pec Recovery. We are in Postop week 3. So I wanted to give a little update and keep everything on track and holding myself accountable. Everything's going pretty swell. So week 3 post-op, still no active range of motion through the shoulder girdle. I've been doing elbow and wrist flexion and extension, and then rotations, deviations as it is. 3, 4, 5 times a day, just whenever I'm in a fairly sedentary position. I'm going to just try and keep that blood flowing and keep those joints nice and loose. I started doing a little med ball, or not med ball, but like tennis ball squeezes and some band work for my extensors, because I have felt the stiffness and lack of muscular control in my right hand. It just seems slow, right? So there's a strength deficit, of course, but it's more so like when I want to squeeze and when I want to extend, there's just that, like, I can be here, boom, and then this one is just a little bit slower, a little bit more consciously having to think about it. But other than that, no pain again in the shoulder, so no prescription meds, painkillers that I've had to use since that first week, which has been awesome. And I've also restructured. So to slow down, 2 biggest components that I've been working on mentally, knowing that I can't use this arm for a while now. 2 biggest components. 1, got back into the gym consistently, 3 or 4 days a week. It's the little things that make the biggest gains. And I've kind of neglected that in the grand scheme of things. When I was working fully functionally, there were some of those caveats that I wasn't doing the small, important aspects of training that I preach, and I just wasn't practicing it as much as I should have been. And so now I've re-envisioned what I want to become on the back end of this, which is not only a strongman competitor, having my strength back, because that is my biggest drive, but to be an athlete again. So looking into an 8-minute mile at my weight, doing pull-ups. I'm shooting for 20 total pull-ups. And then there's other parameters that I'll go into in a different video on what I find to be the most physically prepared a father of 2 can be, to make sure that longevity is at the forefront, and my conditioning is where it needs to be, and the strength ideally can come with it, but it's not going to be my bread and butter anymore. I'll still enjoy going through the strength phases, but the conditioning, mobility, and my heart health and everything else is going to take a bigger role in the near future here, or into the future training. So that's number 1, just focusing on the smaller components, a little more neck work, wrist, fingers, feet. I've dealt with some plantar fasciitis before. I've dealt with some tightness up my lateral line, which I do believe is being contributed to my feet, and it's their inability to move and function the way they should. So that's number 1, working on identifying those problems and then kicking into high gear with those. Second biggest thing is I figured, why not test myself on another component, which is my weight. So at my fighting weight, full strongman weight, I'm like 275, 280 most of the year. And I fluctuate here and there, but that's usually where my body says, hey, this is where you're performing well and you feel fairly good. So I figured, with the downtime and me not being able to build as much mass, theoretically, just due to the fact of this, but I decided to just do a small cutting phase and drop down to 250. I decided that 2 weeks ago. So I got myself a meal plan. I'm going to be following a carb cycling diet and kind of taking some pointers and some kind components from John Heck, who's with Hammer and Chisel Performance. I've been following him for quite a while on the nutritional side of things, just trying to grasp as much as I can through his podcast and everything. He's been really, I know it seems shallow. It might not be the best word, but I put my trust and I put my faith into people that look the part and practice what they preach. So like himself, being open and being transparent with what he is doing in his training with his nutrition, how he pairs pre-workout, post-workout, refeed days, higher fat days, different, other than carb cycling, right? Different avenues you can take for body recomposition. And that's kind of what I'm focused on, right? So it's not weight loss. It's body recomposition. So I intend to lose some weight, but hopefully if I do it right, that weight is coming off in the sense of like fat. So it's a fat loss recomposition. So at 250, muscle atrophy from this right side is going to be present, but not nearly as excessive as someone that might have just kind of, eaten too much, not eaten enough to retain some of that musculature. And so it's a new challenge for me. I haven't done any kind of diet, nutritional recomposition since college. So it's been almost a decade. And so I figured, you know what, mentally, let's just see if I can do it, stay true to a path, and just work hard. So this 100 days is what I locked into, was because like 3 months, 12 weeks I could have done, but 100 days just seems more solid. So 100 days, recomposition, eating well, training around my food, making sure that I'm optimally fueled up for the training, so that all the fuel that I can manage to flood that right shoulder and make sure that the recovery here stays on course, so that when PT starts in a couple weeks, I can jump in. The PT will hopefully just be like, whoa, you're looking good. Let's obviously take our time with it, but our progressions and aggressiveness towards the rehab can be expedited to an extent. Obviously, you don't want to rush tendon health, especially if it's anchored to the bone and the muscle and the sutures. We want to make sure that those are like finally locked in. So it's still a journey nonetheless. It'll be hopefully a little bit better quality muscle mass that I'm gaining in that sense. So that's post-op week 3. I'm doing my best to keep these updated. I need to do better with my Instagram, being able to funnel shorter videos in there. I need to start filming at the gym more. It's odd. It feels weird in public, like at Planet Fitness. I just don't know how people are going to react, which I shouldn't care about, but I do. And so, but my home gym here and the small stuff I do at the gym that I work at, I think I need to start filming that a little bit more so I can put out those components. Because me talking to you, it's one thing, but showing you, and I'm a visual learner, tactile learner, so I would imagine most people are. And so I think I need to start doing a better job with that. So coming in the future, more videos on my Instagram, and then better quality videos in here, maybe being a little bit more deliberate on what steps I'm taking nutritionally and what my programming looks like. So again, I appreciate you coming along for the journey. If you have any suggestions, if you have issues and injuries of your own, pop them down in the comments below, and I can answer to the best of my ability on what I've utilized in the past, and hopefully we can send you off on a good note, and we'll keep grinding together. So we'll catch you next time on the next episode number 4. So have a good one. Thanks for tuning in.